the tomb was empty. Mary Magdalene, in the midst of the worst grief of her life, rushes down to the tomb on the Sunday morning, past the first Sunday morning after Jesus' death on the Friday. And to add insult to injury, some travesty, it seems, has been committed because the stone of the tomb is rolled away, and she looks inside. She can scarcely believe it. She looks inside, and there's no body there. Someone has stolen Jesus' body. She rushes back to the house of Simon Peter, and the beloved disciple is there with Simon Peter. And she's breathless. She can't say, "You've got to come now. You won't believe this. This is just too awful. This is just too much." "What are you talking about?" "Really? I got to see this." And they race each other to the tomb, and yes, the tomb is empty. What? Who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing? And they are confused, and, well, you can imagine some of their emotions. Let's cut to another scene. Let's cut to a scene in Tim Hortons in 2014. And it's a difficult Saturday. It's been a long, cold winter. And it's still not very warm outside. And a wife walks into Tim Hortons very angry. She's been waiting for her husband. They were supposed to meet at the bank a few doors down from Tim Hortons for a very important meeting, and for the umpteenth time, he's kept her waiting. He's kept her waiting, and she is now going to give him a piece of her mind. She hits the speed dial on her phone, and she gets him on the phone, and she yells at him. Maybe even says a couple of expletives at the top of her voice. And everyone in the, it's a busy Saturday for Tim Hortons. It's always busy, right, for Tim Hortons. A lot of people there. We're ashamed and a little embarrassed by being party to this conversation, overhearing one half of this conversation. And we could only imagine what the husband is telling her back. You know? My goodness. Where is the Easter in that? Where is the Easter in that? It's sometimes easy to forget Easter. You know, that wife, sometimes she wondered why she was so angry. She wondered why her husband always made her so angry. Why he was such an idiot. But the answers never came, or never did seem to come. Cut back to 2,000 years ago. On that most injurious morning, where Mary Magdalene is beside herself with grief, suddenly she sees someone she hasn't seen before. Who is he? Maybe he's the gardener? Gardener? I don't know. "Say, you!" You can kind of imagine her saying this, you know. Do you live around here? Did you hear anything last night? What do you mean why I'm so angry? Have you seen this tomb? Have you seen? The body of my Lord is missing. Did you take his body somewhere? If you did, would you please let me know where you took it? I won't tell a soul. We'll just leave it be. I will go and get him and we'll restore the tomb. In her anger, in her grief, she looks again at this stranger. Some reason, she doesn't even know why, she looks again. The stranger catches her eye. And there's a brief glimpse of recognition. Who is this? Mary, says the stranger. Mary. Rabboni, teacher. It's Jesus. She can scarcely believe it. The tomb is empty. Jesus is alive. This is the miracle of Easter. This is the miracle of Easter. Wow. Now we're back in 2014. And things don't seem to be much better between his husband and wife. Wife can't understand why he lays on the couch, doesn't cut the grass. She can't understand why he doesn't take turns driving the kids to Little League. Not as often as she'd like, anyway. One day, just because it's Tuesday morning, just because, one day, he does the strangest thing. Shows up with a bouquet of flowers and her favorite chocolates. Gives them to her. What? Wow. That is an Easter moment. That is an Easter moment. Now, we are all sinners. We all fall short of the glory of God. And we all get things confused. We see the empty tomb and we assume the worst. We assume the worst. Somebody's stolen something from us. Somebody has injured us. Life has injured us. Whatever the case may be, whatever our thoughts may be, the Easter moment is waiting to break in, because life is not as it seems. There is life everywhere. And without death, there could be no life. Without difficulties, there could be no joy. What is your Easter moment this day? I'll close with a poem that was written by a theologian called Walter Brueggemann. And I think you'll enjoy it. On our own, we conclude that there is not enough to go around. We're going to run short of money, of love, of grades, of publications, of sex, of beer, of members, of years, of life. We should seize the day, seize the goods, seize our neighbor's goods because there is not enough to go around, and in the midst of our perceived deficit, you come. You come giving bread in the wilderness. You come giving children at the 11th hour. You come giving homes to the exiles. You come giving futures to the shut down. You come giving Easter joy to the dead. You come fleshed in Jesus. We watch while the blind receive their sight. The lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, the poor dance and sing. We watch, and we take food we did not grow, and life we did not invent, and future that is gift and gift and gift, and families and neighbors who sustain us when we do not deserve it. It dawns on us late rather than soon that you give food in due season. You open your hand and satisfy the desire of every living thing. By your giving, break our cycles of imagined scarcity, override our presumed deficits, quiet our anxieties of lack, transform our perceptual field to see the abundance, mercy upon mercy, blessing upon blessing. Sink your generosity deep into our lives, that your muchness may expose our false lack, that endlessly receiving we may endlessly give, so that the world may be made Easter new, without greedy lack, but only wonder, without coercive need, but only love, without destructive greed, but only praise, without aggression and evasiveness, all things Easter new. All around us, toward us, and by us, all things Easter new. Finish your creation in wonder, love, and praise. Amen. That is something of the promise of Easter. May you see the promise of Easter in your own